What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch the penultimate episode of season 2 of The Sopranos. Last episode we saw an amazing, almost like a triple header. We got Focus on Tony, Focus on Junior, which might be, was that his only real focus episode of the entire season? It was 100% the one he was shown in the most, and it was a great episode. So I hope we get more of him. But I mean, I don't know. People who have watched last couple episodes, we also saw Melfi in the episode, but for people who've watched my last couple of reactions, I just have such a negative feeling right now. Like, I don't know, like I'm paranoid that everyone's gonna die, and I'm sure that this feeling will continue for the rest of the show. But I don't know, there's just something, and there's like 23 people that I think are gonna die. I mean, well, the person who I think is 100% safe is Chris. I feel like he's at bare minimum. I feel like he will survive until at bare minimum the last season. There's a lot of ways that I think that they could take his character, and obviously he was gone for 2 episodes, and is on the up and coming now. You know, recovering a little bit, but I could see his character going a plethora of different directions. Someone like Pussy, though, I don't share that same opinion. I'm very scared for him nearing these last couple episodes of the season. Richie, like I said, Richie, I love Richie in like I hate him way, and I know that you guys know what I mean. He's like a little fucking vindictive little rat snake, and I love him for it. He knows how to perfectly push Tony's buttons, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. I hope we get more Janice this episode as well. I talked about a little, I think at the end of last episode, one of my favorite characters in the show, even with the, I would definitely say minimal screen time, especially compared to other characters in my top 10. I do wish they show her more for the next 2 episodes and for the next season, and for the entirety of the show, to be frank. But, I am excited to watch this episode. If you guys like the video, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I've got the full-length reaction up on Patreon. And if you guys like the content on the channel, please subscribe. Let's get right into the episode.
Richie's son is still flying down the Rio? Dad must be proud as punch.
He is. Those two made top 10 in the Embassy Bowl Championship last year.
It's a positive and a negative. They're very loose and realistic with how they mention family and friends. It's not like they drop exposition like, oh, hello, brother, this is my da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. It's very realistic in the sense of people don't talk about all members of their family right in one sitting.
I don't want him around my kids.
Dude, he looks so disgusted.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Ask Gia Gator.
Richie told me all about that. The transmission slipped out of gear. Car too. And for your information, Beansy Gator owed him major dollars for 10 years, and Richie wasn't even asking for the interest.
Why not?
And if we're so awful, why are you throwing us an engagement party?
Oh my!
And I try to do what's right. Anyway,
the closest show that I can describe to the feeling that I feel during my watch of Succession, Succession is just a bunch of fucking asshole piece of shit characters that I absolutely love to see rile each other up and disagree and argue. And I kind of root for them sometimes, but I also really don't root for them a majority of the times. This is exactly how I feel with The Sopranos. I mean, this is lovely. Bunch of fucking disgusting, horrible yippies the whole time. He's back!
it's good money in modeling, Reen. You don't want to spend the rest of your life behind a perfume counter at a department store, do you?
What do you care what I do?
Start with the moody shit.
You're the one who started it! You're the definition of a moody little princess, Tony.
Chicken soup for the soul.
Should eat tomato sauce for your ass. It's the Italian version.
Somebody give me this, I'm at work. He drives 4.
Why are we getting subtitles for English?
I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about a family, marriage, children.
Pawn that shit off someone else. You're not having a fun time with it.
Tony, no, don't go.
You know, You don't know what the fuck you want.
Man, but I was gonna. Both of these guys are the most wishy-washy people of all time.
You know what hasn't been good for a long time? For either of us. I'm one out here.
I'll die without you.
No, you won't. You forget about me in 2 weeks.
No, I'm telling you, if you'll go, I'll kill myself.
Don't you fucking threaten me, Rena. This is over. I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. You talk to that guy about the modeling like I told.
We'll see. He'll find someone else.
I hate you!
Man, these guys love throwing shit, man.
What else we gotta talk about?
Fairfield Township's taking bids next week.
What's there to talk about? Fairfield's mine.
Was yours. I don't give bids to the handicapped. See, obviously, Richie, you're fucking deaf.
I love this shot right here.
Deal and blow on those garbage routes.
For that, I'm losing a fucking bid.
Next time you'll find yourself in the back of one of your trucks.
Those are my father's garbage routes.
Kid.
Actually, fellas, my cousin Larry wants the Fairfield contract. Being a hardship of his family and whatnot, while he's in jail awaiting trial.
Man, we're getting introduced to the Richie extended family now.
Because everyone's got a story about why they should go to the head of the line.
I've been in line for 10 fucking years.
My uncle's just asking for what my father would have given him if he was boss when Richie got out of prison. And it had nothing to do with they were brothers. You respected my father and you respect Richie.
Those who want respect, give respect.
See, he just told you to shut the fuck up. And he told me to go fuck myself.
Oh my god. We need more rain scenes, man.
The minimization process could be very good for us.
Why am I loving this episode so much? And like nothing has happened, but I'm already in love.
If they find abuses, we take those findings to the judge and possibly have all the wiretap evidence thrown out.
That's fucking great. I know the feds stay on the phone longer than the 20 seconds they're allowed to see if the call is relevant. I hear a click. I could be talking about root beer, and sometimes they stay on 40, 50 seconds before they hang up.
But it'll cost the study.
How much?
200 plus hours of tapes to analyze, and I want to bring on specialized counsel to handle the wiretap litigation. Ballpark figure?
Man.
Yeah, Wrigley fucking Field, for Christ's sake.
How much?
400,000.
How much money do these guys make? Because it always feels like they make less than what I would think.
Give a shit about nobody but himself. This country's going through boom times. There's more fucking garbage than there ever was. And he won't let me eat.
Oh, you want to cry money problems? I'm facing 20 years. I could die in a fucking place.
You're gonna beat it, Skip.
You don't fucking know that. That coke is my lifeline right now.
Break it down, June. What choices you leave us?
You need allies to do what you're thinking about.
Albert Barisi didn't like what he was hearing.
Dude, I want this to be a recurring thing every season.
Family.
Junior just being manipulated and convinced to killing Tony.
He's got tremendous moxie for his size.
Tell me about it.
He's like a Wolverine, man. What the fuck is that? Alcohol. I thought he was carrying a gold bar for a second. I was like, what the hell is going on?
What's this?
Open it.
No, I can see it's JW Gold, but we can't accept gifts, Al. I'll pass it along to the guys at the fireman's home.
See, that right there. You guys have a policy and it's fucking stuck to it. You don't get distracted. Look what happened with those Egyptians. Those motherless World Trade Center fucks. Serial numbers on an axle, and you put every one of them behind bars.
The fuck is all this?
I owe you, Skip. The rest of my life. I'll never forget. You looked the other way on that Bevilacqua beef.
What? The Bureau would never turn its head on a murder charge.
All right, what else could you say at this point, right? What do you know about Scottsdale?
Arizona?
Yeah, I was thinking I would pick there to live when this assignment is over.
Assignment?
You know, when I'm in witness protection. They got more than 300 days of sunshine, golf, giant spring training. Naturally, I'm talking about after I do my 2 years in Louisville.
He's ready?
Thinking about taking some courses while I'm in the camp. Psychology, criminology. Maybe go around and give lectures at police departments on OC.
That's an idea.
An airline ticket from the Scatino bus stop. Tony made the guy order blocks of these things through the sporting goods store.
I'll put it on file.
You could use it as probable cause for a warrant, couldn't you? Evidence of extortion, intent to defraud. Those are RICO predicates, right?
First, you'd have to tie the ticket to Tony.
And he's too smart to use any of them himself. He probably moved them by now. However, this engagement party for the sister, I'm gonna want to wire you up. I know you're sensitive.
Eh, fuck that. What the fuck was I, his errand boy?
The Satin, yeah.
Running all over, looking for his kid's science teacher's car. What the fuck is that? Any faith I had went out the window that very day.
I'm so confused on his motives. Like, not his motives, but just his relationship with Tony. Because obviously, as any sane person, his motive is that he cares more about himself. Without a doubt, as he should. He cares more about his family than Tony's family. That's a given. I want it because at points he feels like so fucking close to Tony, and others he feels like he's been disrespected, which he obviously was multiple times.
So, Janice, when are we gonna have a shot at the boy?
Have a good fun time.
What do you want me to say, Janice? Sorry. I'm glad for you.
You should see Mom on the way to the house.
How much time is passing? I know I talked about it a couple times last episode. From the beginning of season 2, how much time has passed?
He's a completely different person since the cops took off on his own.
For a while. Janice. I got the old lady on the phone today. She's kicking my ass. She's just refusing to let me get rid of this. Which one do you think?
What do you care?
I just want everyone, from a standpoint of me caring about people, I want the show to stop, and I just want everyone to disperse in the country. I don't want anyone to interact anymore.
I want to thank you all for coming and celebrating with
Silvio looks so fucking cool.
our union. The Aprils and the Sopranos. And they say it's never too late, and they say all good comes to those who wait.
You got anything to add, little Ricky?
But here's the thing. I feel like Richie could be acting his fucking ass off right here.
And I just want to say that you knocked my socks off.
Aww. Oh, someone's gonna die. Wah. You went into it.
She took 20 sleeping
Oh
pills.
my
What the
god.
fuck does she think?
Oh, it's not her fault.
Please.
She has her life.
Why do they keep putting subtitles on blatant English? We can understand them.
The ambulance, emergency room. How's she gonna pay?
I got it covered.
They give her medical insurance at the department store she works in.
I'll take care of it.
What kind of life is there for me without you, Tony? To go back to bodybuild? To be a dancer? Be a prostitute after that? I don't want to.
Tony, just cut it off. Okay, we're sorry. I'm sorry, Irina, but it's over.
Remember how radiant I looked walking down that aisle? You're depressed, aren't you? Depressed? No. I leave that to others. I'm just
Man, I want Carmela in therapy. I want everyone in therapy. Can we just stop talking to each other and just have everyone in therapy with different therapists?
You let him hold a gun to your head during sex? Yeah, well, if that gets him off, I mean, it's not any different than garter belts and nurses' uniforms. Well, it's a gun, Janice. I thought you were a feminist.
What does that change anything?
Jesus, I hope so. It's a ritual. It's fetishistic. That's all.
Fetishistic? I have never heard that word, and I must start using that more often.
Papacero, yeah. Fucking guy thinks I'm his friend now.
I know we're not supposed to accept gifts, and I know poor people are going to get this, but I can't resist the lard bread.
He's turned some corner. 1 minute he's talking about how much he loves Tony Soprano, and in the next breath, he's a junior G-man. He's talking about RICO predicates and probable cause.
Is this a situation like a Sons of Anarchy where Tony and Pussy have talked without our knowledge about this the entire time? And they have some sort of plan to shake everything up?
You can find yourself getting too close.
So, you getting married?
I've talked about it before. I love how they focus on a lot of different characters, But one of the sort of negatives, it's obviously not really negative, I can't read a couple of these people.
He's in no position to go into the unknown, not known.
How about you, Albert? You weigh in anytime.
I'm with him.
All things being equal.
No. Make a move against Tony Soprano. No way. I don't know what to tell you.
What kind of foreshadowing is that, man?
Rick,
Carmela, hi.
imagine running into you here.
Oh, Carmela!
Just shopping for a roller.
Oh, Carmela, just do it. Just get it over with and do it.
Oh.
Get the poor sap killed, and then feel more guilty.
To talk to you. I wanted to thank you.
For what?
Maybe someday I will be free. But if you had come that day, I might have done something that I would be sorry for forever.
Carmela, divorce. Come on, guys, chant it with me. Divorce. Divorce.
Take care of yourself.
I love the cringe. I talk about this a lot in my my Fargo.
Christ.
Oh no! Don't notice anything. I talk about it a lot in my Fargo reactions. I love feeling negative reactions when watching stuff. Obviously, in a good way, in ways that are done well. And honestly, sometimes that cringe, it's done so well in this show, and it makes me like shake and get angry.
It's Tony that's the fucking problem. You take him out of the picture, and believe me, everybody's gonna come along. Where else are they gonna go?
I'm sick.
And fucking Larry Barisi, too. Friends in federal holding that would like nothing better than to take that weak fuck out.
He was a great friend to my father, but he doesn't care who he follows now. I do him myself.
Who's that speaking here? Somebody speaking? Richie, let me think about this a while. But we can't be too fucked up by this setback.
This whole show, dude. I can't tell if I'm making good predictions, if I'm picking up on shit that's hinted to me, or I'm just spouting out shit willy-nilly. Okay? Now I kind of get the vibe that Richie's gonna do some shit to Junior.
That's nice. Then what? He fucking dies. I can't even wear his shoes.
Fuck you talking about?
Fucking loser. He couldn't sell it.
Richie?
Pay attention. You just may learn something here. Who am I best off with? We best off with. Old man Profaci knew.
Little man with the big guns.
Couldn't fucking sell it. He's not respected. But Tony, with his impulsiveness and selfishness, he's locked up in that fucking head of his. I'm better off with Tony.
I do not like how much time Junior has been given the past couple episodes, because the chances that he dies is exponentially higher.
I got the number of a guy I want you to talk to.
I don't want to go to no more fucking interviews.
It's not an interview. Shrink.
A shrink?
Yeah, psychiatry.
I know what is.
Comes highly recommended. You're gonna feel better if you talk to him.
I am not going to no shrink.
Yeah, you are. Because it's what I want you to do.
You are not the boss of me.
You know what? Go fuck yourself then. Because I'm trying to be a nice guy. I went through a lot of trouble to get that number.
Why, so you can send me to a hospital? Lock me up?
Psychiatrist is very scary thing for Russian. Means being sent to Gulag. Political rehabilitation.
Oh, this is too fucked up for me.
Kiss off then.
Dad, I'm gonna get started on your gutters tomorrow.
It's great, kid.
Rich, you gotta take a look at this. I picked it up yesterday.
Want more Livia. I want more everybody. Why can't the episodes just be like 3 hours long? And like 500 episodes.
Fuck, I knew it.
This shit with your brother. It's been building since I got out. You give him a jacket, your treasure, and he gives it to
This fucking jacket.
With everything at the house, right?
We'll see.
Richie, they're tiling the pool on Friday, and the atrium window, I'm gonna lose the deposit.
I said I'm gonna take care of it.
See, he just can't handle that our house is gonna be nicer than his fucking house.
I feel like I've not given a lot of discussion this episode because I'm just sitting here so fucking in love, and I'm about to be in love with whatever the hell Janice is about to say.
It's just sad. That's all.
What?
AJ didn't have the flu. He didn't go with you because Tony wouldn't let him. He doesn't want you around his kids.
What happened? What was that?
It's so funny because she treats, Janice treats Livia like a fucking piece of trash. And as much as I love Livia in like a hater way, I love Janice for treating her. Dude, I don't even know how to explain it. I love everyone, but I hate everyone at the same time. And it's like I'm taking ecstasy right now. I'm just so happy that with everything that happens.
5:16 a.m. Subjects departing Searchlight Diner.
What the fuck is going on with Pussy, man? Tell you, I feel like Chris is gonna. Would be crazy if Chris is the one who has to, you know, do some shit. Come on. Damn.
This for you.
Hello?
Tony, I miss you.
Get the hell away from me! Tony, you might got to put her down.
I'll wait out there.
Yeah, that is the greatest fucking face that she has ever given.
A very long time.
Bullshit. Why does your clothes still stink of perfume?
Okay.
Be a better liar.
It's not what you think. She tried to commit suicide.
Oh, fuck you.
I broke it off with her and she tried to kill herself because she said she didn't want to go on without me. The poor kid.
You are putting me in a position where I'm feeling sorry for a whore who fucks you?
Yo, damn, the fucking maid is one of the top dogs of this family. She knows everything. She must be getting paid the greatest salary of all time.
They're all the same, Carl.
No, you know they're not. That man who did my wallpaper. There was a male person that you could respect. And
Victor Musto? Carmela, he didn't show up that day because of who your husband is. Face it, use your head. He pissed his pants.
When you're lying in the street in a pool of your own blood, don't say your uncle didn't try to tell you.
What are you talking about?
Richie April is moving against you.
He doesn't have the balls.
Oh, he's got balls.
Fucking high-handed with everybody.
Right, why don't you stick to what you know and leave your opinions wherever the fuck?
You approached Albert Burries, and Albert said no.
Albert told you this?
No. I
Richie
got it
did.
from Richie himself at my house yesterday. He's gonna take you out, and Larry Burries, and anybody else who doesn't go along.
Oh, wait a minute. Why the fuck is Richie telling you all this?
You trying to get me, man?
What gave him that idea?
It's what I wanted him
Tried
to
to do it
believe.
once before.
I've been playing him. I seen this coming all along. That's why I made a big deal of that coke. I raised a non-issue, and he fell for it.
So you're like a double agent now, huh? Fucking Matt Helm?
He's third party, man. He's like a parasite, and he realizes he can suck more out of Tony than he can out of Richie.
Believe what you want, my little nephew. But if I didn't come to you, your fucking wife would be a widow, and your children wouldn't have no father.
I really do not want Richie to die because he's such a good antagonist that I want him to keep going.
I'm grateful to you. I am. I gave you 5% on the action that was left to you. Kick it up to 7.5. You know that asshole's marrying my sister?
You gotta wonder where she is in all of this. My little niece.
Dude, Sylvia is the GOAT, man. He just might be a top 10 coolest looking motherfuckers I've ever seen in television. No! Sylvia better not fucking die. Cause I'm gonna be honest, in a life or death scenario, hit on hit, I'm taking Richie over Sylvia.
12. So he wants to get a 10 for backup, so what do you think?
I can't decide on this shit like
Is Janice gonna die too? Dude.
Okay. But when you start...
I have not made any good predictions this entire season because it's just me predicting that literally every single person's gonna die.
We go to England for these dance contests.
Yeah, but little Rick is still coming to the wedding, right?
Richard. How many fucking times I gotta tell you? It was little Ricky when he was 12 years old.
Jesus, all right. He's still coming, right?
He wouldn't miss an opportunity to fucking foxtrot and tango in front of everybody.
Ballroom dancing is a legitimate art form.
Carries my name, Richard. Fucking discatiad. Jackie, I couldn't have a son like that.
You know, you came home with a fucking attitude today. You know, I've been in this house cooking your fucking dinner and taking care of that fucking black hole upstairs all day.
She hears everything.
Not tonight. I gave her 2 Nebutols. Because I thought maybe we'd want to have sex, but not likely.
My fucking dinner on the table and keep your mouth shut.
Now you shut up. Because he's a ballroom dancer.
I can't formulate words this episode. I'm just loving everything.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the man you want to marry right there. Beat his ass! You can take him! Oh, that's fucking great, dude.
What are you looking at?
He's such a... Okay, now I do want him to die.
You gonna cry now?
No shot.
I'm in no mood for you.
No shot. I'm dreaming here. This isn't the show dreaming. This is me dreaming right here. That's fucking legendary. I won't believe it until I'm shown that it's not a dream. I will not believe it. If that's real, then Janice is the fucking GOAT.
AJ is upstairs. Meadows out.
Oh, that was fucking awesome. I told you motherfuckers that Janice might be my second favorite character.
I need you. I need you to come over now, okay?
What's the matter? Is it Ma?
No.
Tell me what happened.
No, I can't say...
What do you mean you can't say?
No, I can't say now. Think a minute, okay?
All right, just stay right there. I'm gonna be right over. It's Janice.
Right.
I gotta go.
Oh, that's an all-timer right there. That's an all-time death for me. That is in my favorite sort of genre cliche of death. The out of nowhere, like it's been built up, but out of nowhere.
Janice.
Don't hit me. That was an accident.
Is he smiling? Is he smiling? That's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
She's upstairs. Out. She took 2 Nebutols.
Ma?
I didn't mean it, Tony.
Where's the gun?
In the cabinet.
Shoot her. Tony, shoot her.
What the fuck, Sal?
They got away.
What did I tell you, huh? What did I tell you?
I didn't go with them. I was following them to the boost, and then I was gonna call you.
What if they would have spotted you? Huh? The Montasante kid and his friend. What was your plan for that?
That was the beauty part. I didn't even use my own car. I switched with my son.
You hit a fucking 7-Eleven clerk.
How was he?
In a coma.
Damn.
Leaving the scene, but I got you out of it.
I owe you again.
Sal, listen to me. No, look at me. Look up. You're not an FBI employee, Sal. Okay? You are gonna help us build a case against Tony Soprano. And then you're gonna go do your time for selling heroin. And then you get out and start a new life. It's a good thing. It's a lucky thing.
How many years is that?
Sal.
Ew, don't touch my toesies like that.
Whoa.
Holy shit, the fucking Terminators entered the building.
Time for that now. Get him out of here. Get rid of him. Bring his car to the salvage crusher.
Cadillac. Mannaggia la money.
I'll get some.
Don't answer the phone.
Hello.
Just checking. Oh my god, it's like Fargo season 2, dude. That's vile.
I just don't know what happened to me. I had the strangest dreams all night long. People coming and going, coming and going.
She's an all-seeing, all-knowing entity.
Tony.
Anthony, what are you doing here?
Nothing. Come on, Janice, let's go. Richie didn't come home last night. She's worried about him.
Oh, sure. Probably jilted her.
She's gonna kill Livia too.
What kind of a fucking chance did she have with you as her mother? You're always nagging her about her weight. She goes out on a date, she comes home, you call her a fucking tramp.
I'm on the way out in the car.
Tony, Tony, you're the exact same way, I bet.
I heard you.
You make things up. You tell me. Now, you tell me when I ever did anything to any of you.
Do you? You don't have a fucking clue.
I wasn't always perfect, but I always tried to do the best I could.
Oh my god, this is the best scene. This is the best scene of the season. You've got the best relationship back together.
Babies are like animals. They're no different than dogs. Somebody has to teach them right from wrong. But I was your mother. Who else was gonna do it? If you ask me, I did a pretty damn good job.
No.
I gave my life to my children on a silver platter. I suppose now you're not gonna kiss me.
What?
You're cruel. That's what you are.
Oh, fuck this.
Oh, no. No.
Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Don't do that. Don't scare me. Anytime a gun falls out, I feel like someone's gonna get shot in the head.
Ириш, там к тебе мужчина.
Кто?
Ну, тот, у которого клуб, мистер Данте.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, he asked me to bring you this.
What is that, money? I don't want it.
Yes.
Oh no.
$75,000 in here.
75?
Listen, Irina, I know you're upset. Let me give you a little advice. In my business, I see girls come and go. So I know. Time is the great enemy. You got a very short window. It's not good to get too hung up on any one thing.
Move on, man. You can find much, much better. Well, this just looks suspicious as fuck. The guy goes missing and the girl just beats it out of town?
I'm not gonna forget this, Tony. I owe you. God, do I owe you.
You know what that means, right? Olivia's gotta come to our house!
What's wrong with our family, Tony?
I
That
got a
mother.
shrink. She says that our mother is a narcissistic personality. And when she turned out that way, who the fuck knows?
Grandpa Vito was no prize as a father.
I mean, that's not all the shrink says. She says
Grandpa Vito. Write
who
that
was
down.
incapable of experiencing joy. And that all he did was experience joy.
Richard told me you were going to a shrink. I used to suggest it, and you'd blow your stack at me.
Maybe you ought to think about it. You know, go back into therapy.
Richard,
Cut him up into tiny little fucking pieces.
Huh? What do you want to know?
I loved him so much.
You're gonna miss your bus.
I'm sorry.
He never fucking loved you, man. It's one of those, like, I was loving Richie so much as a villain, okay? There gets to a point when a villain is so good that they do something so villainous that you turn on them. And hitting your wife right upside the fucking mouth, that's the thing that'll do it, I'll tell you what.
Meadow, you have a UPS. It's up in your room.
What are you doing in here?
You've been gone all night. Half the morning. What the hell happened over there?
Janice decided to go back to Seattle.
You're kidding. Well, what about Richie? He must be devastated.
Oh, he's devastated.
Well, what do you mean gone?
Gone.
Wink,
Where?
wink. He's gone.
18 years of marriage. Don't make me make you an accessory after the fact.
An accessory after the... Holy shit.
Stop asking.
Oh, my God.
What a penultimate episode, man.
Oh, my God.
I took care of it.
That was not a marriage.
First of all, how fucking long is it going to take me to read this book? Second of all, I need to look up the symbolism behind it. That's a fucking amazing shot, by the way.
After Meadows' graduation, me and Rosalie April are going to Rome. For 3 weeks.
I don't know about that anymore.
Excuse me?
We're going to stay at the Hassler, shop, and try and see the Holy Father.
What are people gonna say? You take off for 3 weeks.
You're going to have to chauffeur AJ around
People can't go on a fucking vacation?
for Meadow to join. Because if I have to do it, Tony, I just might commit suicide.
I fucking love how I hate everyone. And I hate how I love them all. Another fucking fantastic shot. That's the one thing I can without a doubt say season 2 is better after season 1. The cinematography has been an upgrade on an already beautiful show. Okay, guys, that was the penultimate episode of the second season of The Sopranos. Fucking Richie April, man. What a character. That's something... I do a lot of rankings. I've discussed that a lot on the channel. I'm like... I don't know the word for it. I'm really obsessive when it comes to that sort of stuff. I've got lists of my like top 200 characters, top 200 episodes, shit like that. I've not worked with any of the Sopranos episodes in there or any Sopranos characters. I do that after I finish the show or after I catch up with the show. But something I might need to do, and Richie is most likely going to slip into the top 200 characters list. But more importantly than that, I feel like I want to add a category of one season characters, because it's like you could argue it's technically rare that a character just sticks around for one season, but Richie was so goddamn good, and he's a perfect antagonist for Tony because he knew how to push his buttons at every single instance, every single little point. He was perfect at it. Okay, and I love Janice too. I assume we're not going to see Janice for a little bit, maybe at bare minimum, like halfway into season 3, maybe. But I fucking love Janice, and I said it a couple episodes ago. It's not really something I really thought of, but thinking about it, Janice was probably my second favorite character of the show. If not, 3 or 4 mingling with Tony and Carmela. And right there, it just made me fucking love her even more. And then Richie fucking... I talked about it a couple minutes ago, but Richie being such a good villain, as in like he's the bad guy. He's doing all this bad shit. He's against the main character whom I should root for. But all that being said, I fucking loved him. I loved how charismatic he was. I loved how like snakish he was behind everyone's back. I fucking loved it. He had balls on him. Okay, but all that being said, like it's one of those. And we've talked about it on the channel for these episodes. How fast the opinions change. How much characters can let you down or surprise you. The minute you fucking punch your fiance in the mouth, there's that immediate blood rage in my eyes. I want you to die immediately, because that shit ain't rocking with that shit whatsoever. And to immediately get that sort of climax, that sort of release, it's fucking incredible. It's fucking incredible. I talked about it right when the moment happened. Richie's death falls into one of my favorite death genres, I guess you could call it, because there's a lot of different ways that death is handled in shows, but something I fucking love, something that I fucking love, is when TV shows hit you with that surprise fucking shot in the head. Like, oh my god, I'm not going to name specifics, but stuff like Ozark or The Wire or Better Call Saul. Those deaths in those shows are some of my all-time favorite moments. Specifically, the one in Better Call Saul, just because of the fact that I watched it with my mother, and one of my all-time favorite moments in TV. Okay, it really sucks. It really sucks that Dace is not here, because we would have fucking loved that. I would have loved to see her reaction to that shit. Hopefully, she will be back very soon. I do an ad. But that was phenomenal, man. That was incredible. Oh, fucking Richie, man. Couldn't even make it to the season finale. That's why... Dude, season... or penultimate episodes, man, they're so important. Because depending on the type of season or the type of story, like the format of what you're trying to tell for the season, the penultimate episode could essentially be like the finale. Because, some seasons of TV use the finale as the climax, as the moment where big moments happen to end storylines. Whereas some other seasons use the finale as sort of a slow down review, just a slowdown of the pace, a reaction to what's happened in the previous episode. Specifically, I think a show that really utilized that format so well and so famously, something like Game of Thrones, where almost all of the big moments of the show happened in the penultimate episode of the season, and then the finale was sort of a just get all the storylines wrapped up in a nice little bow so that we can move on to the next era, so to speak. But that was a fantastic episode, and I can safely say that was probably my favorite. With 100% certainty, a top 3 episode. Right now, I'm leaning towards it being my favorite of the season. There was a good portion, I think like the first 20 minutes, I couldn't even formulate a lot of words. I could just tell that I was really loving it. Like it was hitting me at my core that I was enjoying this. So, god damn, dude. And it's one of those things that they sort of did it perfectly. And you know what, this may be one of the things, if I'm getting annoying with it. What? I'm not getting annoyed with it because the people who are watching these reactions, especially at this point, probably like 40 minutes into the episode or the video, they're big fans of Sopranos. They want me to hear. They want me to sort of suck off the show, so to speak, and I will gladly suck this show off because it is so fucking good. But the characters are so goddamn good, and every episode not only has a meaningful arc or meaningful moment or meaningful interaction, but it does it with multiple characters typically. And one of the things I had a slight complaint about the second half of the season was the fact that I feel like it focused on less characters. I feel like it went much more Tony heavy, and that's not a complaint because Tony is one of the greatest characters in the history of TV. So I'm not like, whining and crying about, getting too much of a good thing or anything like that. But the last two episodes, they really were able to focus on so many different characters. Obviously, this episode, it felt like the send-off for Irina. Easily the episode that she got the most focus on. But I could... With a character like Tony, I feel like he could just find a new fling next episode. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... there was nothing meaningful there for Tony, in my opinion, because knowing Tony, he's just going to revert back to the norm. He has one good moment, and then he'll go straight back down. But I do want to say also, his there was a smile on his face. I'm telling you, there was a smile, a smirk, a little grin on his face when he found Richie dead. Like the solution to all his fucking problems just walked right into his arms. But all that being said, I feel like I feel like they could be sort of the calm before the storm, so to speak, where I feel like they're trying to trick me into feeling like Richie was the big death of the season. And it happened in the penultimate episode, so in the finale, we're all good, it's all safe. No. I feel like something bad's gonna happen again. Not that Richie was bad, because Richie's death was actually good. Because fuck him. But I'm scared for Pussy, man. I don't know. I do not know. Character like Chris and Tony and Carmela and the family, they're all safe. But I'm scared for Junior and Pussy. I feel like those are easily the characters that I could feel in any given moment a death could happen. So I am on the edge of my seat. I will say that I'm definitely on the edge of my seat in that regard. Carmela is an interesting case here. It's one of those, dude. I love them so much. I love every character in the show so much, and I root for all of them, and I also want all of them to fail, and I also am happy for them, and I also fucking hate them. I've had that feeling in other shows before, in many other shows, but I never had that feeling, that intense up and down when it comes to all of the characters on a show, this intense in any show before, and I fucking love it. It's a lot different than most shows, even like a show like I'll do a direct comparison to something like Breaking Bad. I feel like, and I'll just use the characters of Walter and Skyler to make just a quick comparison. I feel like it's famously known how the internet, how a casual audience, how the majority of Breaking Bad fans hate Skyler because she is the antagonist to Walter White, who is the bad guy. He is the bad guy. He's the villain of the show, but he's the protagonist. So we sort of root for him. And I can safely say that, like, the first watch or two, or... Not the first watch, I was easily on Walter's side. Not as in I was rooting for him against Skyler, and not that I hated Skyler. It's just that because Walter White was such a goddamn good character, I wanted him to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and because Skyler was the sort of negative factor on that, where she was trying to stop that from happening, so to speak, it created that sense of, I like Walter considerably more than Skyler. And I think I've watched Breaking Bad 5 times now. Upon every rewatch, I like Skyler more, and I root for Walter less, and I hate Walter more in certain regards. Whereas in The Sopranos, I'm not going to say that the characters are more complex, but I will say that the ensemble is more complex, especially from the get-go, from the beginning. And that aspect right there makes me root for more characters that are against each other, so to speak. Because Carmela is obviously one of my favorite characters, and while I do like Skylar, and I love Skylar at points, I would not say that she's one of my favorite characters. I would not say she's in my top 5. I would not say that she's in my top 10, probably. But Carmela, I can safely say, is a top 4 without a doubt. There's no competition. Okay, she is anywhere from 2 to 4 at any given moment. And that's another thing. Usually in shows, I have such a strong grip on my rankings. And in this show, my top 10, there's only one that's stuck. Olivia is my favorite character, without a doubt. Okay, even with the little screen time that she's gotten this season, she is my favorite character. She's such a fucking perfect antagonist, villain, vile, like piece of shit, but human. Someone who I've seen people like that in real life. I fucking love that character cliche. I fucking love her. Okay, but all the other characters, I can't get a goddamn grip. It's like a slippery slope. Like Tony, one episode, I love him in like a this is a good person, good dad sort of way, and then the next episode, I love him in a criminal crime. Ooh, I love that shit, and then the next episode, I'll hate him in a like a damn, you're a really bad father way. And then another episode, I'll hate him because he does something actually vile, like crime related. He kills someone or something like that. And that's it's so goddamn good. It is so goddamn good. I'm so excited to watch the rest of the show. I really want because Pussy's been talking about it a little bit. I want that witness protection. I want one of our characters to go into witness protection. With one, like 99% sure, I would want it to be Tony and his family. I feel like that storyline would be so fucking good. Obviously, I don't think he would do it unless he's 100% locked, like with life in prison up against him. But still, like, because he is the top dog, so it's gonna be hard to get in a position where he's the one who can flip. But even still, man. And this Pussy stuff is really interesting because, like, how close are Tony and Pussy? Because they feel I felt throughout the season, and especially the conversations with Pussy and AJ earlier in the season, that they're so close, like they're best fucking friends from childhood, and they were raised in this sort of brutal life together for a large part of it. They met at a young age, but obviously, and for good reason. I don't want to, you know what I mean. But Tony, for good reason, disrespected him, pushed Pussy away at the beginning of the season, and it's obviously affected him. It's obviously affected Pussy. Okay, he's had those moments where he's broken down. He's having marital problems. He's having family problems. But all that being said, it seems he was sort of he's doing this. He's rooting against his crime family to protect his real family, to protect himself, to protect his kids. And by protect his kids, I don't mean like the kids are going to be locked up or some shit. It's just that I feel like he views himself as so integral to their kids' lives that without him, there would be, you know what I mean? It would affect them. So obviously there's that huge, like, selfish part, but also he's probably in his head like, oh, I gotta do this for my family. I gotta do this for my family. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. Well, here's the thing. This story, when I say I'm interested to see how it plays out, there's only one way that the story ends, and it's with Pussy being shot in the head. Quite honestly. And I don't know if it would be something that happens next episode, or it would be something that could be dragged out, not dragged out in a bad way, but just elongated for an entire another season. And I don't know if Pussy's trying to crack down on this organization. Maybe it's a situation where he actually does get someone like Silvio in jail, or Silvio and Paulie in jail for a little bit, and then that's when, I don't know. This show could go so many ways, man. I don't know. And I hope we definitely do get more of that, what we saw in this episode, that shock, brutal death moment. Because that would definitely raise its ranks in my favorite shows of all time. Something I do want to say, I talked about it a couple episodes ago as well. I talked about my rankings and how I think I said The Sopranos was my Sopranos season 1 was my 13th favorite season 1 of all time. I'm interested to see where I'm going to play season 2 because this season has been phenomenal. And even comparing it to other great shows, seasons. Again, I'll immediately go back to the Breaking Bad. Okay, I can without a doubt say Breaking Bad being I think my 5th or 6th favorite show of all time. The Sopranos' first 2 seasons are easily, without a doubt, better than Breaking Bad's first 2 seasons for me. And I feel like Breaking Bad is always one of the most interesting shows because, especially in my generation, I would say that people think that Breaking Bad is the greatest show of all time. And it's one of those things like there's no competition with the people my age. It's just that's all they know. Breaking Bad is the greatest show of all time. But compared to some of these other shows that I'm watching that are in the everyone's discussion for greatest show of all time, Breaking Bad, the first 3 seasons of it are really good. But they're not like top tier S tier television for me. They're really good. It's not until season 4 and specifically season 5 where those feelings are multiplied or magnified for me. I mean, season 5 of Breaking Bad is, in my opinion, a top 3 season of television ever conceived. And Breaking Bad wasn't even popular when it aired until the second half of the final season. So I think that the reason why Breaking Bad is so sort of worshipped by my generation is because it peaked at the end. And it's so rare for something to peak at the end. I feel like from what I've heard, The Sopranos doesn't peak at the end. And The Wire, episode-wise, there's an argument that it could peak at the finale, but season-wise, season 5 is easily the worst season of the show. Not that it's bad, it's still fucking phenomenal. But, so that's why I think that Breaking Bad is so worshipped, but again, I want to repeat, Breaking Bad, one of my favorite shows of all time. I can safely say that The Sopranos' season 1 is better than Breaking Bad season 1, and The Sopranos' second season is better than Breaking Bad second season, with a pretty large gap, in my opinion. Just like for my interests and the character tastes and the kind of story that I like, without a doubt. Then I compare it to something like The Wire. The Wire season 1 is easily better than The Sopranos season 1. The Wire season 2, one of the most controversial seasons in television history, probably. I fucking loved it. I think that as of right now, and depending on how the season sort of wraps up, I think I would say that there's a slight edge to Sopranos season 2, in my opinion, over The Wire season 2. So that right now, just comparing it to the other, because growing up, and right when I started getting into television, what I heard the greatest 3 television shows of all time was Breaking Bad, The Wire, and The Sopranos. Without a doubt. Those were the 3 shows that were built up to me. Breaking Bad I watched very, very early on in my television journey, so to speak. The Wire I was able to watch beginning of last year. It was fucking phenomenal. And obviously I'm getting to watch The Sopranos now. So there's always that sort of thought of comparing them and seeing how they do against each other in my head at all times. Not that it's like contingent on that. That's not the reason I'm watching it, to compare it. Because I'm ready just for this experience, these characters, these moments, the storytelling, the cinematography, the everything. That's what I'm here for. But again, I talked about it a little bit ago. I love lists. I love comparing. So, you know, I do want to sort of mention that as I'm thinking about these certain things. But The Sopranos is fucking on par. Like without a doubt. Without a doubt. But here's the thing that I'm most excited for is the final season, and it is the finale, because I know that I've heard that the finale is controversial, and anytime the finale has been brought up, someone either says it's controversial or that they dislike it, and I immediately tell them to shut the fuck up, because I don't want to hear about it. But I'm so hyped to see how that goes, because, as I've mentioned, Breaking Bad is one of my all-time favorite shows. And I think that it only has 2 elite seasons, okay? Because it peaks at the end, that makes the climax, that makes the journey so much more enjoyable. If this show does flounder in the final season, which, let me tell you what, I don't think it will. I have complete faith that this show is going to be fantastic through and through, and I have complete faith that the finale is going to be a 10 out of 10, because people don't understand how fucking television finales work, considering the fact that this show right there is one of the most hated finales of all time, and it's fucking great. So I don't, and that show right there, that finale's fucking hated on too, and it's one of the best finales I've ever seen. So I don't listen to anybody else's opinions when it comes to finales, because the fucking hardest thing, as someone who wants to write, as someone who wants to make stories in the future, okay, the fucking hardest thing to do is wrap up the story, and if it's not absolutely perfect with a bow wrapped around it, people will hate on it till they fucking die. And that's what's happened with those two shows. That's what I think has happened slightly with this show. So I'm so fucking excited to see it happen. And then also, speaking of endings, just real quick, a sort of teaser for maybe 2 or 3 years down the line for this channel. 6 Feet Under is the show that I've heard has the greatest finale in TV history by the most people. And I will 100% be watching that one day. So please stay tuned for that if you are interested. But I think that's going to be it for this Yap session. Fantastic episode, fantastic season, fantastic characters. Fucking thank you for making this show. Let me tell you what, because and thank you for letting me watch it on YouTube, because just seeing some of your guys' comments really makes my fucking day, man. But that's going to be it. I hope you guys liked the video. Drop a like, leave a comment. We've got the full-length reaction up on Patreon. I'd appreciate it if you checked it out. And if you guys like the content on the channel, please subscribe. I will see you guys next time for the season finale of The Sopranos, 2nd season.